race of the 2023 Spring Season Playoffs at Pocono Raceway, where 31 drivers are still racing, but only 10 of them have a championship to still race for. And that journey to the championship gets even more intense once they reach the playoffs as they try to conquer the tricky triangle for the first time in Custom Cup history. Pocono Raceway is a very unique track. It only has 3 turns and they're all themed after different turns. Turn number 1 is themed after Toledo Speedway. Turn number 2, the tunnel turn, is themed after a turn at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And turn number 3 is themed after turns 1 and 2 at the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin. The longest straightaway on any racetrack the Custom Cup races at is also the front straightaway here at Pocono, where they're going to hit almost 205 miles an hour, and one of the fastest parts of any track on the schedule. Let's take a look at some of the drivers to watch for today's race. Terry Hansen, he's coming off a win last week at Richmond. It was his second win of the season, on a little bit of a hot streak coming here into the playoffs, and he's the pole sitter, trying to go back-to-back and locking himself into the next round of the playoffs here today at Pocono. He'll roll off in the 6th position. It's been very solid these last couple of races. Look out for that 88 blue and white nationwide Chevy of Adam Hemmer here today at Pocono. We are just about ready to start the playoffs, and we're going to find out who will lock themselves into the next round, or if a non-playoff driver will win the race. Turn number 3 pulls down in the pit road. The Custom Cup playoffs are underway. We are underway here for 24 laps at the Tricky Triangle. Fanning out down the front straightaway, the longest straightaway in the circuit, as they work their way into turn number 1. A good jump for the 24 of Terry Hansen as they work their way onto the Long Pond straightaway. 3 wide, and we have a wreck in turn 1. So an early wreck here at the start of this one, and they're still wrecking. So early wreck here at the start of the day. We'll take a quick look at what happened. The 5 might have gotten pushed down by the 15. They were trying to go 4 wide down that front straightaway there. Behind them too in that 42 car. Gavin Alibrandi, not a playoff driver. Just got squeezed coming down the straightaway there. And they kept wrecking up ahead. And that 15's a playoff driver. That's Luca Marina. And his day is pretty much done. And we have double file restarts now in the Custom Cup. So we'll get our first look at that. 24 is the race leader. Will we start racing on lap number 5? Pace car lights are still on. And now the lights are off. We should line up double file here in the tunnel turn, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The 24 elects to take the outside, or it actually takes the inside, and the 17, the 11, I don't know, this is kind of glitchy. And the 11 is in the grass, so he's trying to pit. He's trying to pit. So some glitchy issues here at Pocono. And the 11 is pitting. So troubles for the 11. Choose rule. Derek Jones elects to take the top lane. He hasn't won yet this year. He's not a playoff driver. The green flag is back in the air at Pocono. See if they can make it through treacherous turn 1. This time they're fanning out even more than it did the start. Look at this view from the helicopter. They're 3x3x3 into turn number 1 they go. Off of turn number 1, they're still 3 wide in some spots, but they are going to make it through the first corner this time. As they work their way down the long pond straightaway, up ahead, the 17 of Derek Jones hasn't led a lap all season. He's leading right now, 3 wide through the tunnel turn. Addison Stone, the hard charger, already up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots since the start of the race, up into 24th. Or 22nd, because 2 cars are out of the race from that caution as they work their way for the long sweeping turn 3 now to complete lap number 1 of this restart, and the 17 still up front, leading over another non-playoff driver. That's the 33 of Brooks Hansen. Lap 7 of 24 as they work their way into turns 1. You got the 11. Not a lap down, but way behind the rest of the field. As now the 24, the pole sitter, is working his way down the long pond straightaway, taking second away as they work their way off the tunnel turn now down to the short chute. 3-way battle for the lead. The 24 you'd expect to make a pass, but you never know here at Pocono. The 33 did just run the fastest lap of the race with a 56.046. What a lap by the 33. As you can see the whole field coming down the straightaway behind him. That 19 car is moving up into 22nd. You can see him darting down behind him, that yellow and black Toyota. Side by side for the lead. Here comes the 24. 17. Racing for his first win of the season, but the 24 is racing for a spot in the next round of the playoffs. So you wonder how hard the 17 is going to race him here. So they come into the tunnel turn once again, and there's a pretty big gap back to the next playoff driver. So Daisy Stone about 2 seconds off the 24. Everyone else in between is a non-playoff driver having a really solid run. The 17's leading his first laps of the season in the playoffs. The 33 is all over the back bumper of the 24. This 24, I don't think it's the fastest car on the track. I think some of these non-playoff drivers are hungry for a win. And anything can happen here at Pocono. As Grayson Guest is running outside the top 10. You do not see that often. He's back in position number 15 right now. So is that 88 car of Adam Hemmer. And the hard charger of this race is trying to make some moves here on the inside in turn number 1. Really tight pack. Oh, a big swerve. He just took off the nose of the 19. That was Chase Murphy, just got sent down the track. I don't know what happened, but there's damage to that 19 car. No caution, though. They did not wreck. Got hit by something. Oh, he got turned by the 5. He started the wreck on lap number 1, too. Let's go on board with the 19 there. I don't think it's going to be anything major, but could slow down the car a little bit. It's the 5s. Oof, turned right in front of him. Wasn't as bad as it looked, no major damage. But it did send him back to position 27, so not what the 19 wanted to see. But he's making moves on the inside, 3 wide. Look at this battle from the onboard of the 3. The top lane is much faster though right now. Lap 10 out of 24, the 17 now. Still leading, and the 24 of Terry Hansen has dropped back to 4th. And now he's going to lose that spot to Isaiah McGlinty, who doesn't even have a top 5 finish this season. And now he's running in the 4th position here during the playoffs. That wreck on lap number 1 mixed up the entire field. As Terry Hansen's dropping, the 31 is struggling, and Ethan Hansen, who barely missed the playoffs, is running in 10th now, trying to make a move 3 wide down the long straightaway. Yeah, that hit definitely caused more damage to the 19 than we thought. He is still dropping and is losing that pack. Now back in position number 28. Still a lot of racing to go in the playoffs, as it's a 2-car breakaway at Pocono. It's Derek Jones and Brooks Hansen, 2 drivers looking for their first wins of the season, as they work their way down the short chute here to get to lap 12 of 24, the halfway point in tonight's racing action. Carter Simser he has struggled this year. As Terry Hansen now is getting challenged for that 5th position by Toby Stone, another driver who I don't believe even has a top 10 this season. So a lot of drivers who don't usually do good because of the caution running up front. Then you have a couple regulars here like Grayson Getz in 12th. He was back in 15th not long ago, and now he's passing for 11th on the outside of Josh Hemmer. As they work their way in to the tunnel turn, as Ethan Hansen has lost a couple spots, must have had a bad turn 1. Sam Hoffman's lost a couple spots this lap. Olivia Hansen, she's also struggled this year. Right now is the candidate for scariest accident of the year. Her flip at Kansas Speedway. We don't remember that. Go check it out. And then Delaney Lombardo, 22nd. That's actually good for her. 23rd is Wyatt Hemmer. 24th, Ben Hemmer. 25th, Addison Stone. So he made a couple passes that last lap. And it's Alabrandy in 26th, Jake Hemmer in 27th, 28th, Chase Murphy, 29th is Dave Hansen, 30th, Kelsey Hemmer, and 31st is the 47 of Lucas Hansen, but he wrecked in that first lap and crashed out of the race. Fastest lap of the race right now goes to Terry Hansen with a 53.721. Look at the damage to the back of that 5 car from the wrecks earlier today. Here's some 3 wide action here through the tunnel turn. It's been a fun one so far at Pocono. Race leader Derek Jones by about 0.3 of a second. Ethan Hansen continues to drop through the field back in 13th as Grayson Getz is up in the 9th position. Here comes that 18 car. He's been fast all year. He was the regular season champion, and now he's working his way up through the field after being back in 15th. Now he's going to make a dive bomb on the 31 of Daisy Stone, another driver who had really good results in the regular season. As this will put Getz up into 8th if he can complete the pass, but he is going to get stuck behind some of those cars we didn't expect to be this far to the front. As up front, the battle for the lead starting to get pretty close. The 33 is right up on the bumper of the 17. It's been tough to pass though today. We'll take another look at the Getz battle. He is not able to complete the pass. Daisy Stone's actually going to get by some of those slower cars before Getz does, and going to enable her to slide up into position number 6 here. As now green flag pit stops are underway here on lap 14 of 24. Pretty much everyone's pitting, but Toby Stone stays out and is going to lead his first lap of the 2023 season. Won't last long. These pit stops are going to be really important here. And Ethan Hansen stayed out too. He's a guy that he usually late pits, but his picker struggled this year, so he tries to pit the least amount of times possible. Ben Hemmer struggling. Look at the damage on that rear end from earlier today when it goes to the corner. That thing is pretty torn up in the back. It's the race off pit road. Not even close. Derek Jones is going to be in the same spot he was when he pitted. The 33 is behind him by a lot more than when he came in. Then it's the 43. Daisy Stone with a good stop. The 7 with a bad stop. Grayson Getz going to get a good stop. He's going to slide out in front of a couple cars. A great stop for Addison Stone to get a couple spots. As more guys, they continue to stay out. So Ethan Hansen is the race leader right now. Not that it matters for him. It's a little bit late to get a win. He could have gotten one. He has a couple top 5 finishes. He's trying to late pit. No way to make it to the end of the race. Then it's JC Colagiovanni in that 20. He won early in the season, but has struggled since. Same with Ashton Murphy. Won the first race at Chicagoland by 9 seconds. But then only had a couple top 10s here and there the last couple races. Having a good run here at Pocono. A lot of drivers we don't see often up front having good runs. A good comeback for Kelsey Hemmer in that 11. Since she pitted during that caution, she's able to run a little bit longer than everyone else. As now everyone else does come down. So Addison Stone's right behind the 88, who was 17th when they came down pit road. So a top 20 here for that 19 would be really good. The back end of that 15 is pretty torn up too. Take a quick look at the 17. How big is the gap? It's not terrible. That's manageable. The 33 is going to have 7 laps to do it though. Will one of these cars beat that 17 car? It's a long straightaway. Here he comes into turn number 1. Ethan Hansen might beat him. No, he won't. But he's going to gain a couple spots on pit road. So a really good job by the number 4 team on pit road. He's going to be in 3rd place coming out of pit road. Great pit stop. He came in outside the top 10. So the race leader right now is the 17 of Derek Jones. He's been leading since the end of the first caution as the 43 is going to send it up the inside of the 4. Look at this move. Actually, the 11 is the race leader since he hasn't pitted yet. So what a comeback this would be if he hung on. The 33 very quickly caught up to the 17. So the 33 is definitely a much better car. So the race for the lead, right there isn't really a race for the lead. The 11 just hasn't pit yet and is up by 13 seconds over the rest of the field, but probably has to pit soon, you would imagine, coming through the tunnel turn. That is a playoff driver trying to lock his way into the next round, and then doesn't have to be too aggressive when we go to Sonoma, the road course out in California, next race. But here comes the 11 down pit road right now. So the race for the win, most likely, is the 17 and the 33. The 33 is faster. We saw that when they had that pit road, that green flag pit stop, how quick he caught up once they came out. But it's been super hard to pass. The best spot to do it is get a run off turn 3 and make a move down the straightaway. Hard charger of the day started back in position number 13. Grayson Gatz was back in 15th. He's now position number 8, side by side for 7th now as they come into turn number 1. And our pole sitter back in 9th. Not great for most standards, but pretty impressive by Delaney Lombardo here. 22nd, not bad for that GoDaddy Chevy. Not a great day for that 88 machine. Solid day for Toby Stone. Not a great day for these two. About what you expect from Olivia Hansen. Not a great run for Ashton Murphy. Addison Stone, after wrecking and back from 30th, he's up to 15th, so good comeback for him. He also just ran a decent lap of 54.502. As we look up front, with 5 laps to go, it's a tight race. It's just super hard to pass. That 4 car back in 3rd. And side by side for 5th now. Daisy Stone trying to get into the top 5. Pretty spaced out race at Pocono. Not the most exciting race. Been good racing, not exciting racing since that first caution in turn 1. As Addison Stone now position 14, got by that 48, so a really good comeback for him. Good run for that 4 team in 3rd. If only Luca would have had his bad day last week at Richmond, would have gotten him into the playoffs, and he's been a very good car all year. It's just 9 different drivers won a race. You had to be the best driver not to win a race, and fortunately he wasn't by about 7 points. He was right there on the bubble. Grayson Getz now up into the position number 6. He is a man on a mission. Not going to win the race, but he is a rocket ship and has been all year long. And 17 has been leading since the end of the last caution, trying to get a first career win for that 17. Derek Jones, the North Carolina native. Now the 33 is there on the bumper, just can't get the pass to go. We'll go on board with him. until lap 22, and in the last 2 laps, we'll settle in and watch some great racing at Pocono Raceway. Not a great run down the straightaway for the 33. Is going to get a good entrance into turn number 1. Needs to get a good exit though. It's going to be hard to get by the 17 without a run down these long straightaways. And he was a little bit faster on that long pond straightaway. Let's see if we can get a good tunnel turn here and try to set him up in turn 3. He got a good entrance. Well, let's see if we can get on the gas early. And he had closed the gap quite a bit those couple corners. So we can set up a run down the long straightaway. In turn number 3, he had a wicked good entrance. Let's see what he can do here on the exit. Kid's gonna be there. See if he gets the run down the long straightaway. See if he tries to move down here. 2 laps to go. He did not move down. He's right there on the bumper though. And now look at the 4 just came out of nowhere. Just shot out of a cannon down that straightaway. And now it's not a 2-way battle for the win possibly. As now he did not have a good straightaway though. It is most likely a 2-way battle for the win, and that's a huge gap back to that 33. So good job by the 4 to catch back up, but it does look like just the way it's been the past, the 17 definitely has the odds in his favor. As we look at the 33 here, doesn't get a run down the straightaway. With a lap to go here at Pocono Raceway, white flags in the air. That 33 is right there on his bumper, but I don't know if he can get close enough to pass him in turn 1. He's pretty close. Let's see if he can do anything in the tunnel turn. The 4 is there too. While these guys are busy, the 4, see if we can try to double him up here. Down the long pond straightaway, no one wants to make a move to avoid getting freight trained. The 17, he's 2 turns away from his first career win. So is the 33. Who wants it more? It's been too hard to pass. One more chance for the 33 down into the long turn 3. Not gonna get close enough. Had to check up on the entrance of 3 to avoid running into the back of the 17. Now has to make a slingshot down the long pond straightaway. Not gonna make a move. The 17 of Derek Jones, first career win. And everyone in this top 3 is not a playoff driver. And the first playoff driver to finish is, guess who? Grayson Getz. Finishing in 6th place. And what a comeback for that 19 of Addison Stone to finish in position 15. First top 20 of the season for Delaney Lombardo, finishing 20th. And what a race we had here at Pocono. Congratulations to Derek Jones on his first career win. Let's see if we can continue that hot streak next time at Sonoma. What a race we had at Pocono. A big wreck at the start of the race enabled the 17 to make good decision under caution to get up front. Was able to make the pass and is your winner here at Pocono. We'll see you next time at Sonoma.